Well, hello there, everyone. Dr. Jackson here, your trauma healer, resilience builder, healing box filler. I am here today because I wanted to talk to you all about boundaries. Yes, boundaries. What I have noticed is that a lot of people who are trauma survivors have a hard time setting boundaries, because they want to go ahead and appease the people that they are around, or they're scared that they're going to risk losing connections with those individuals, or for whatever reason that it may be. They just will not set those boundaries, and even if they do, they will not stick to those boundaries. Well, here is this. Setting boundaries begin with understanding your self-worth. It begins understanding with who you are and what you are worthy of, and what you will and will not accept as you continue your journey towards healing, and even after you are at that healing point and at that thriving stage, what you will and what you will not accept. Because let's be honest, it's easy to set the boundaries and then just not pay attention to them, and then be upset because the people that we're setting the boundaries for are ignoring them as well. Excuse me. The actual reality is that if you set boundaries and then you ignore those boundaries, you can't necessarily expect that anyone else is going to appreciate, respect, or implement the boundaries that you have set for them. Right? I guess what I am saying here is this. People will come to you 9 times out of 10 because they know that there is one thing that you will more than likely say, even if you don't want to, and that is yes. Right? However, we have to get into the habit of exercising our no. Or even if it is yes, setting boundaries that go with that yes. Yes, I will take you to the store, but it has to be done within this time frame. Or, yes, I will come and visit with you, but I only have this amount of time, right? Find power in your yes. So when you're setting those boundaries, you're not only setting the boundaries for your no, you're setting the boundaries for your yes. And sometimes the hardest part is to implement the boundaries for the yes, because what people will see is that you say yes. And so every time they need something, you are their first stop. Because chances are you're more than likely the first person that's going to say yes, and the most likely person to say, and the least likely person to say no. You see what I'm saying here? Right? Protect yourself. Set your boundaries. Don't be scared to implement those boundaries. Don't be scared to lose people because you've set boundaries, because here is the reality of it all. If you lose people because you set boundaries, did you really have those people to begin with? If people become upset because you say no, or because you set limits to what it is that you're willing to do, are those people really there for you, or are they really there for their benefit? And if they become upset because you're setting those boundaries, that is a red flag that should not be ignored. There's a problem there. You should be able to look at it and say, well, if this person told you the same thing, you would accept it. But if you got upset about it, they would probably not do it at all. However, a very prominent trait in trauma survivors is that we want to appease, and so we're going to go ahead and do it many times, no matter how people behave or how people act. So I challenge you to not only set those boundaries, but stick to those boundaries, because you are the one who sets the guidelines to how people will treat you and interact with you. You are the person that says, yes, I will deal with this. No, I will not deal with this. And if you get upset, well, you're going to go ahead and be upset. And I bet you will get over it faster, or just as fast as you got upset, because I'm going to set these boundaries and we're going to stick to them. Now, keep this in mind. Sometimes you will set these boundaries and you will tell somebody no and you will mean it. Or you'll set the boundaries with your yes, and at that time, when that time is up, you'd be like, sorry, I got to go do what I need to do, right? They're going to test and see if that's a fluke. They're going to test and see if that's the same thing that's going to happen the next time, or if you was just feeling a different way that day. So once you set the bar, stick to it. Because you can't feel bad because you can't do something for someone as long as they want you to do it, or you don't feel like it. You're human. You have the right not to feel like it. But we can't expect people to respect our boundaries if we can't respect our own boundaries. And it is what it is. So we need to reflect within ourselves to see what it is and what we're projecting that allows people to believe that they don't have to respect what it is that we're saying we want for ourselves. And trust and believe, many people will trample over those boundaries that you set and they will not care. The next step then is up to you. What are you going to do? What changes are you going to make? Are you going to let that person back in the next time so that they can do it again? Or are you going to say, you know what? I know my worth. And I know what I'm willing to take and what I'm not willing to take. And this right here, I'm not willing to take. So go ahead and think about that. It's your food for thought today. I hope you all are having an amazing, beautiful day. And we'll talk again soon. Bye.